on that story. We're joined live now by Eastern Cape Community Safety MEC, Weziwe Tikana-Gxothiwe. MEC, good evening, and thank you very much for your time and for joining us tonight here on In Focus. It's been a difficult day for the community in East London, for yourself, for the police minister, and for the nation at large, seeing scenes of what happened there in Scenery Park in East London. Questions are emerging, MEC, at this particular point, whether the licensee conducted business at irrelevant times. You're hearing there the minister asking those questions, and whether the licensee followed the regulations which are set out in the license. What are you finding out at this particular point?
Good evening to you and the viewers. Let me first send the word of condolences to the people of the province at large. Province, we are very shocked today, but what I can say, there are areas of non-compliance to the tavern owner, and also that has been noted by the liquor board. The liquor board has to do the investigation within themselves, because there's only one entry point and exit point in that tavern, which is an area which they don't want them to get the license. On top of that, there are non-compliance issues. Let's start on the issue of time. Indeed, the operating hours are from 18 hours to 2 a.m. in the morning. But the technical area is that there are bylaws of the municipality which are giving extension up to 4 a.m. So, based on what is entailed within the bylaws and the operation hours, we could say that he was in compliance of trading times, if we are talking that. But also, when we talk of patriots which were there, patrons which were there are underage. When we looked at the deceased ages, the ages between 13 and 17 years, which takes them to an issue of non-compliance. That's the thing which led the liquor board to close the tavern up until the investigation has been concluded. But I can assure that that tavern cannot be opened because of non-compliance issues on license conditions.
So let me understand that very clearly. Are you saying that there are conditions of trade that you are now going to impose on the establishment?
Yes, the conditions are there. Hence, I'm saying two issues there is to investigate the inspector who recommended that license be issued by the liquor board. Those are the internal processes to be followed by the liquor board. Then the other issue is to generally make that they comply with the license conditions, which for now is the tavern is non-compliant.
Yeah. What are the circumstances, from your understanding, that would lead to the tavern being accepted and being registered? I mean, was the process, for example, of community participation followed? Was that tavern accepted by the community?
Yes, as per what is within the liquor board, because before any license is being issued, there's a councillor who is entitled to continue and coordinate the consultation meetings, and as that has been done properly. But the challenge is within the building, where I'm saying there's one entry and exit point in that area.
Yeah. Indeed. So is that particular tavern closed at this particular point pending these investigations, or are they allowed to continue to trade?
No, they won't trade. They won't trade. The critical issue is the selling of liquor to underage learners, which is a non-compliant issue now with the regulations and license conditions.
Yeah. The stampede was something that was reported earlier on. Have we completely ruled out stampede as the cause of death at this particular point?
Yes, further investigation is being done. and tests will be conducted. That's the status as of now. We cannot say it's stampede because others were in upstairs, so there's an investigation which is needed to be done there. So our special team, which is being reinforced by those from national, is working on the.
Yeah. And when are we expecting a report on the cause of death, MEC? I know autopsies were going to be conducted immediately, having moved the bodies to a government mortuary.
What I can assure you now, all postmortems were done to the 21 bodies. Then tomorrow they will conclude whatever is required, and they will take all specimens to the lab. Then after that, we can safely say we can come up with the report. It will take some time, but I don't think it can exceed anything which is more than 3 days.
Yeah. Now, MEC, broadly, of course, the question that many people are engaged in is whether or not, as a province, are you worried about the circumstances under which young people, potentially underage, at the age of 13, are allowed to gather at a tavern? And what do you think could be done about that?
Yes, it was within, we conducted an in-bizo with all stakeholders in the province last week when I was releasing the stats, and we were looking at the cause of crime in the province. And we all agreed that illegal outlets is one of the areas which are contributing to the high crime rate. We took a decision to educate people. I think we have to strengthen that. We've already have a partnership with the MEC for Education to go out to schools and educate learners. But we have to extend that to parents and community members. We've agreed with police and the liquor board that we have to convene the liquor traders, license holders, that we have to engage with them. But we have to let the law enforcement officers to do their work. For we cannot let any non-compliance people to trade. That's what we have to do. Then we have to close all illegal liquor operators in the province. Then we'll be left with those which are legal, but we have to prioritize the compliance. But we cannot accept anyone who let the underage to go and enjoy themselves in any tavern.
Yeah.
But we have to work with parents, because also parents are having a role to play in the matter.
The minister making a call for a controlled environment, especially with taverns, that is consistent throughout the country, and for provinces not to have, I suppose, their own ad hoc rules that they make as to who conducts business, particularly in residential areas. What is your take on that? Would you support that call?
We've been supporting it. We've been supporting the minister on that, because we are one country and we believe that whatever law in any province, we are a unitary country, must be done in another province. That's our call as the MECs, even in the MEC. But it will depend on the lawmakers in the national parliament and also on how they look at the matter. You could see now there's different laws, and policies. Our province is going to work on the new policy, which is there, but it will be operational from September. That's what we are working. Then we look for those who will be looking for renewals. Then we'll be strict on the license conditions and the legislation which is there. But we are looking forward to see one legislation in our country.
Now, finally then, MEC, before we let you go, I mean, the community is angry, and we understand why the community is angry. Young lives have been lost. There is a sense that it's a compliance issue, it is a license issue and a non-compliance issue, but there are also questions of whether or not does the non-compliance then also constitute a criminal matter with lives having been lost, and whether or not people will be arrested for this and actually face jail time and have to answer for these lives that have been lost.
definitely anyone have to answer for what has really happened. Hence, I said investigation has been done, are taking place, are in progress, and also an inquest has been opened. Our detectives will do their work. Imminent arrest are there, definitely.
MEC, we appreciate your time and thank you so much for coming on. That is the Eastern Cape Community Safety MEC Weziwe Tikana-Gxothiwe there on that situation in East London.